new day, new episode. I'm doing a bunch of work on that body to get it rust free. I'm also doing a bunch of aero on this car, and I'm also doing rally style pin jacks. So let's get into it. Last episode, I sent the body out to get sandblasted and primed. Ideally, I would have preferred it to be left bare, but in North Carolina, the humidity is just so high, the whole body would just flash rust. But now I get to do what I hate most, repair rust. This car should have never been restored. The rust is just extensive, and thankfully, there's not much body left anymore, and I'm not restoring it. I start by removing paint in highly rusted areas while making templates to replace the rotted metal. A great tip for anyone making templates is to get this stuff called ram board. It's basically equivalent to a 12-pack box, and it's stiff, precise, and easy to bend. I get this at Lowe's for $30. Originally, I was trying to TIG weld all the patch panels with silicone bronze, but it was just awful. So I switched over to the MIG welder, and progress was so much faster. I also began coating the inside of the panels with a paint called Steel It. It's a weldable and durable paint that should hopefully prevent future rust problems where I can't see them. The door jamb and rear quarter panels were in such bad shape, I just made my own by shrinking and stretching some metal till I got to something pretty close to the original shape. I put a bead roll in it to allow me to layer more metal over it in the future and extend the quarter panel as necessary. This car originally had an intake for the fresh air box. In order to improve the aerodynamics over the car, I'm going to be covering it up to smooth up the airflow going over the windshield. The wiper holes though will remain in case if I ever want to or must install wipers. Now flashback to before the body got blasted. I've had these circles outlined on the quarter panel for a long time, and these are my crude representations of a dry brake fuel system. Tons of race cars use them, but now I have one for myself. Will it be practical? Absolutely not. But is it cool? Absolutely. The first step is to bring out the drill and the wrist breaker, a 4 1/4 inch hole saw. poor Milwaukee drill was hating life and making terrible noises, so I decided to bring out the big guns. And that hurt a lot, so it's going back to plan A. I got a bracket from Sencut Sen matching the bolt holes on the dry brake, allowing me to mount it straight to the body. Another great tip is I found Rust-Oleum now makes Turbo Primer, which is just another level of awesome and useful. If you've never used Turbo before, it's like spray cans on steroids. Now that the body is off, I can finally fill in the sections of the fuel cell firewall I couldn't access. And with a couple bead rolled panels, I'll make it look good at the same time. Now that the car is so low, there's a real issue, and that's jacking it up. So I'm going to be going with rally style Sill pin jacks. They're a little complicated to get right, but super useful once it's all sorted. I started with an 1.25" 8th ball steel tube as the pin receiver and welded it equally high all the way around the car. Then I used some 3/4 chromoly to reinforce the receivers. Next, for the pins themselves, I'm using a 1-inch solid steel to jack it up and hold the full weight of the car. For the jacking plates, I got 3.5-inch diameter by 1/2-inch thick discs to sit in the head of the floor jack. I've never tried to jack up a car like this before, but I'll definitely get used to it. I need to create my own jack stands for it because standard stands are just like too wide to fit in there, but once the kinks are worked out, it will be super convenient, I can tell already. When most people think race car, they don't really think wood. Definitely aluminum, but I'm going to change that. Wood is a great material for splitter blades. It's cheap on a very high wear item. Carbon would be 20 times more expensive and wear out from hitting the ground and curbs just as fast. It's thick enough to be plenty strong and also to be routed into more of a wing profile for better downforce and reduced drag. The big negative of a wood splitter is weight, but on a car like mine, nose weight is hard to come by. Originally, I was planning to use regular hardware store plywood and bond it together, but I decided against it and I found myself a stupid nice piece of 1/2-inch birch. I found to cut the stuff, a jigsaw with a high tooth count blade at high speed chips the wood the least, especially compared to a circular saw. I then routed only the bottom side of the blade to give it that wing profile and help feed air to the rear diffuser. I've been dreaming a long time of this rear diffuser. Diffusers are kinda hard to explain how they work, but basically they speed up air under the car, which drops its pressure. It does this by expanding the air at the back. It acts like a vacuum pump sucking air into it. The pressure difference between the air on top of the car and the faster air below the car is downforce. I drew up some diffuser strakes in CAD with a 7-degree curved expansion angle and sent it off to Sencut Sen to get it cut out of 080 aluminum. This diffuser will expand not only vertically, but horizontally too. This is because I don't have enough room to expand the air by going only vertical. It feels so good to build something that you've had in your head for so long, and just wait till you see it all together, because this looks amazing. So that'll do it for this episode. Oh my god, is this thing crazy. I love aero a lot. Little bits about it. Diffuser, it's gonna be shortened and closer to the body. Right now it's sticking out about 1.5 feet. I want it maybe a foot. So it's gonna get a lot shortened off of there. The pin jacks are gonna be also shortened up once the body is on there. I can actually see how long they need to be. That way they don't have so much leverage. Next time I'll also be adding a bunch of different things to the body to get it to actually like seal and do all the things. Have a windshield that is Lexan and all that kind of goodness. It's an open book for next episode, but if this one is any indicator, it's probably going to be pretty good. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.